guys, Simplicity has got their fall collection out. It looks like they, as part of it, have released a bunch of oversized sweats, very on trend. But let's just take a look at everything that they've got, starting with this Mrs. Women's dress with collar, cuff, and sleeve variations. It is reminding me a lot of The Queen's Gambit. Who watched that series? So good. This would absolutely be one of the dresses that she would have worn in that show. So for that, I actually really love it because I loved watching that show and the clothes were so good. But taking a closer look, we have a double collar situation. This looks like just some grosgrain ribbon tied around the neck. But we have these princess seams that go into the shoulder, a set-in sleeve, also with cuffs, but the princess seam ends into these welt pockets. Now that is quite a design. Am I right? Blind hem, really pretty. Checking for fit issues. You know, the sleeves are always going to be a little bit tricky. This doesn't seem to be an exception. I'm sorry if you hear the baby barking in the background. It is pulling a little bit here. It is not pulling over here. That's odd. I don't know. Let's take a look. Oh, this looks like to be a reprint. Is that what they call it? A reprint of a vintage pattern. Which is why it looked so much like the Queen's Gambit. Because that, took place in the 50s or 60s. So that's the same photo as before. Here it is in the back. So we've got our fisheye darts, which I love, and invisible zipper. The sleeve does have a little elbow pleat, a wonderful little detail to give yourself a little bit of range of movement in the sleeve. And I don't know, well, there's also darts up here in the shoulder. When it comes to the sleeve, it's tough because there might be a shoulder pad in here, which could explain a lot of this extra ease underneath. But as you can see, there's not a lot of room for the shoulder. So the shoulder seam extends out to the edge of the body, and the sleeve cap is actually really, really small. So if you don't have your shoulder seam that extends far enough, then yes, you will have range of motion issues. But I mean, are we having some pulling here? Yes, technically we are. Could we reasonably expect to not get that in a sample garment? No, I don't think we could. So just something to look out for anytime you make sleeves. One of those things. All right, so there is, vintage 60s. Super cute. Here is the back of the envelope. So we've got linen types, cotton types, poplin, crepe, denim, flannel, and double knit. The sewn sample version almost looked like a suiting as well. So maybe that was the cotton types that they were referring to. But contrast collar and cuffs are in piqué, linen, or silks. Not suitable for plaid stripes or one-way design fabric. Okay. Oh, they also have this version, not pictured, that has this little belt in the back. Also really cute. I mean, I'm not a super big fan of vintage because a lot of times it looks kind of costumey. But this one's really, really adorable. All right, fabric requirements are under 3 yards for dress A, plus the little 3/4 of a yard that you need for the cuffs and some interfacing. And then B and C, which I'm having, C is without the collar, B is the addition of the belt, but they also both have short sleeves. So that could be a great way for you to muslin this and try and work on that sleeve cap with a shorter sleeve first. But they only take, just about the same. Does it say 2 7/8? Yeah, that's hard to read. 2 7/8 for dress A, 2 3/4 for B, 2 1/2 for C. Finished garment measurements. Look at this. We have a bust and a hip. Your bust measurements are 37 inches up to 54 1/2. because this is a Mrs. and Women's. I might have missed that earlier. And then the hip measurement goes from 30 and a half up to 57 and a half. So, is it just me? But these bust measurements seem a little bit skewed. Am I right? Size 8. I mean, I guess it is finished, so there is a reasonable amount of ease that you would find in the bust, but normally you see them in like the 32, 33 range, so that is interesting to me, but she's really cute. Great way to start this off. Oh, and then you have the button details on this one as well. Super cute. Okay, now we have knit dress and shrugs. All in one size, extra small to 2X. Okay, so a little bit hard to see the dress, but it is just a midi length. This looks like a ponte knit, high neckline. And then you've got this shrug that has this little bubble sleeve. You've got this one that's like a mock turtleneck. You've got this one that is sort of like a cardigan with no front, just like the sleeves of your cardigan. I don't know. Are we into shrugs again? I don't know. What do we think about shrugs? I'm assuming they're perfect if you work in an office or you're traveling. But just for, like, well, I guess going to dinner sometimes, it's nice to have a little something over your shoulders. But like this one, that's just part of the outfit. Like you're not taking that off and on, right? Here is the knit dress just by itself. I'm already seeing that the bust dart ends here. Her bust apex is way down here. So that's something for sure that you're going to have to check on this. You do have the bud toe neckline. Really pretty arm side. Doesn't look too big or too small, too open or closed. You know what I mean? But this bust dart is really something. That is a bust dart, right? Does it come up from here? I don't know. I'll have to get a closer look in the line drawings. Here's the back of the shrugs. All 3 of them. 4 of them. Oh, and you can see the fisheye darts here. A little bit low, right? Those look a little bit low to me. So again, something to check. Invisible zipper. All right. Yeah, the dress looks nice from the back. Just a few of those little tweaks that you have to take a look at. Super easy alterations. I did want to see about there are bust darts. So yeah, those are not in the right place. I don't even think it's an issue of the model. Like, I don't think that she's, 2 inches longer through here than the average person. I think that this is just way, way, way too high. So, definitely check that on your own. But, okay, fabrics for stretch knits only, such as interlock jersey rib knits, ITY, modal, bamboo, ponte, double knit, and then the sweater knit for wraps. Okay, again, I wish they would have separated these out. I do not feel like it's tough. That dress, I think, is best suited for like a thicker knit because it is so close fitting. That said, you do see rib knit dresses like that, jersey dresses like that. The ITY, the modal bamboo situation, that feels a little bit too lightweight. I mean, you can go a little bit lightweight, like the rib knit and the jersey, but the ITY just seems like an odd choice for a close-fitting dress like that. But perfectly suited for one of the wraps, as are the sweater knits. The wraps I think you can make out of any of these except for the ponte and double knit. It would just depend on how much drape and then of course which version you made. So lots to think about there. But I'm interested to see what you guys think about shrugs. Like, are we doing that again? Or are we ready? Okay. This is a skirt pattern. Sizing is two different sizes, 6 to 14 and then 16 to 24. It looks like we're going to have several versions of this. The first one being just my style, right? You guys know this by now. Classics with a twist. I absolutely love this little twist front detail, especially how they have it styled with a simple turtleneck and boots. We've got a shorter version that has this just crossover button tab stitch. Then this is the version she's wearing, I think. And okay, so it's two designs in two different lengths, or three different lengths, something like that. Because that's the one she's wearing as well. Here's the back on her. Fits impeccably. Even in this plaid where the stripes, it'd be very obvious if this were pulling or doing anything funky, and it's not. It looks really good. Here are the line drawings. Like I said, it's two designs in two lengths. And then your back is just, it is three lengths. Oh, good gracious. Then your back is 1, 2, or 3 lengths there. Boy, they make that confusing, right? All right, our fabrics are chambray, cotton blends, crepe, flannel, soft linen blends, stretch wovens, and tropical wools. And extra fabric needed to match platter stripes, so you can use them. We also got side seam pockets, which I missed the first time around as well. So fabric-wise, right around, right around 2 yards. Our finished garment measurements, the hip is 34.5 up to 51. So still not the most inclusive, but having this extra size 24 in there is nice. All right, moving right along, we've got this Mimi G dress. Now, full disclosure, she posted these on Instagram, last week? So before I even realized what they were, I'd already taken them in. So this isn't necessarily my first impression, but I can tell you that when I first saw this one, I thought, she's done it. You know what I mean? This is very on trend with the cutouts. Very well done. This is a great pattern, and it should fly off the shelves. That was my initial thought. But it's just basically a little turtleneck knit dress. It does have the cutout and the sash. It's beautiful. You also have this fuller skirt version if you're not into, being skin tight absolutely everywhere, like this version is. Also got long sleeves and short sleeves. Here they both are. And then here are our line drawings. So, raglan sleeve, mock turtleneck. There is a waist seam, so you save a little bit on your fabric there. You've got two different lengths, and then you've got your little sash doom a hip. It could not be difficult to sew at all, right? It's got to be pretty easy. I bet it does take a little bit of fabric, though, with that sash. All views sized for stretch knits only, such as jersey, rib knit, and stretch velvet. Lovely. All right. 1/4 inch wide elastic goes in this little cutout. You can kind of see it here, how it just kind of pulls that in a little bit and keeps it close to the body. And then you also need an invisible zipper, which goes into this seam here, which is so odd, but I guess good a place as any, right? So I guess, I don't know, you could probably, do you need the zipper? Depending on how stretchy your fabric is, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It would depend on how stretchy your fabric is. So it doesn't say what percentage they ask for. So it's hard to know. Okay, so then dress A, which is the blue one that she made, 2 3/8 of a yard of fabric. Dress B, which is the wider skirt but shorter, is 2.5 yards. And then dress C, nope, I got that backwards. B is the longer one. C is the shorter one? I don't see how C would take almost 2 whole yards more with a shorter sleeve and a shorter hem. That common sense is telling me that's not right. Okay, so C is, I don't know, you guys, this is so complicated. It doesn't need to be this hard to figure out how much fabric you need. C is the slimmer skirt with short sleeves, and that takes 4.5 yards. No, that doesn't make sense either. Something's not right about that. And then we do have finished garment measurements. Let's look at them down here. So 29.5-inch bust up to a 45-inch bust. And then our hip for A, which this was labeled as C on the other one, so I don't even know how accurate this is, but 33 inches up to 48.5. The fuller skirt, whichever number it is, 40 inches up to 55.5. So a little bit more inclusivity there with the sleeves, or I'm sorry, with the hip sizes. Really cute little dress though. Really cute, really fun. It feels like the perfect COVID transition dress, right? It's still knit, still comfy, still stretchy, but it's got a little something that's like, we might be coming out of this thing soon. All right, now we have this little knit top. I've been obsessing over knit tops with sleeve things happening. So this is really speaking to my soul right now. Surprisingly, we've got numeric sizing, size 6 to 14, and then 16 to 24. I'm pretty sure we could have done this in alphanumeric sizing, but nonetheless, here we are. All right, so I think they all are going to have the same bodice, different necklines, and different sleeves, okay? So, plain bodice, high neck, and this one has pleats in the sleeve that come down to gathers into an extended cuff. We've got this one here that has a mock turtleneck, a regular set-in sleeve, and then a waistband and shorter cuffs. This one is the same as the last one without the turtleneck. And yeah, this one also has the pleated sleeve. So if you're keeping track, we've got a turtleneck, a crew neck, we've got a pleated sleeve with a long extended cuff, a pleated sleeve with a short cuff, waistband, no waistband, which is what this is, then this version, then the version she's wearing. Okay, did y'all keep up with all that? Here's the back. A little Michael Jackson vibes. I'm getting like strong, like that jacket he wears in the Thriller video. Maybe is this what this is reminding me of? I don't know. But here is the envelope, so you can see our necklines. We've got a crew neck, a turtleneck. We've got pleated sleeve, non-pleated sleeve. We've got long cuff, short cuff, and then we've got no waistband or a waistband. So those are your combinations. Stretch for knits, jersey, rib knit, stretch velvet, sweater knits. And then a little, like right around 2 yards for all of them. Then your finished measurements for the bust are 38.5 up to 54. Very roomy little sweater. Cute though. Now we've got a little set of blouses. I think this must be one of those vintage ones again. Yeah, so it's this really sweet, simple, like silk-ish blouse with this petal detail. So sweet. Then you've got a ruffle collar and sleeve cuff. There's the tulip collar again. Plain little tee, great little block to have. This one has little bands and collars. A little tie. Oh, and here they made a whole bunch of them. So this is the ruffle collar. A lot less clowny than I had imagined from the line drawing. This is the one we already saw. Cute. Here are the backs. Oh, button up back. Which, again, how are you buttoning this by yourself? You're definitely not. Cute. Vintage 60s again. They picked some really good ones to redo. Re-release. Cute. You could do a lot of really fun stuff with those little designs. Certainly they would look special, you know, and unique. Again, basics with a twist. Is Simplicity becoming my new favorite pattern company? Is that what's happening? I feel like every season I change my mind, but. All right, we've got cotton, linen types, crepe, voile, silks, chambray, sateen, challis. Yeah, any of those like lightweight shirting type of fabrics. Nothing too crisp on some of these, but you could do full-on shirting for this one. Maybe not this guy, though. All right, so again, 1.5, 2 yards. And then our finished bust measurements are 37.5 to 53. Pretty close fitting, probably, I don't know, 3 inches or so of ease there in the bust. All right, here's Mimi's second pattern that she's released this season. It is a lined jacket, pants, and shorts. And I remember when I saw this for the first time thinking that this was very unflattering. And it's really hard to tell what is happening, if it's the leather or it feels like the seam is being pulled to the back. And there's just a lot of extra fabric here. But that said, the jacket is really beautiful. Fits perfectly. She also has it in a purple set here. And again, you can see how there's just, I get why there's the pleats and I get having the pleats, but something happens with the pleats and the crotch and it's just a little funky. It's also probably catching on her calves again. I know we've talked about this before, but she has really full calves, as do I. And her pant designs always seem to be like really close fitting in the calves. And so it just catches ever so slightly and causes these knee like folds. So if she were to let that out just a little bit so they graze over her calves a little more naturally, especially while she's moving around. I'm sure she can stand still and pull them down and it looks great. And then you start moving around for the pictures and all of that. And then before you know it, they're riding up. Same thing happens to me. But you can see the purple jacket here. Really pretty. Let's see it opened. And here's the purple one opened. And then here's the back of the jacket. Little bit happening here, but I mean, again, most people out in the world would not notice that. Just a little long through the center back there, that's all. Okay, so here are the line drawings. A lot of great details in this jacket with the 2-piece sleeve and this princess seam on the side, plus the dart. Same thing here. You've got another princess seam in the back. Center back seam also creates shaping. These welt pockets, welt with the flap, notched collar, like a lot of really cute details here. And then on the pant, we've got kind of a wide waistband with 2 buttons, fly front, slant pockets, pleats, and then it's supposed to have this like kind of pencil-y type of shape, whereas the short kind of flares a little bit. And then they both have the same back that has single darts and back pockets, which she never showed the back of the pants, which that bothers me. I'd like to see the back. I'm wondering that this is why I think it's important for them to include photos of the backs of every garment, because if you don't, my trust issues come out and I start to think, oh, those pictures must have looked really bad. And so they they left them out to trick us. But if you'd have just shown it to me, then I could have assessed for myself what's good, what's bad. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, we have fabric-wise, crepe, denim, faux leather, lightweight wool, linen types, and sateen. Yeah, sateen suit will be super cute. Then you need a whole bunch of buttons, shoulder pads, a 7-inch zipper, depending on which view you're making. And then the jacket needs 2 1/8 yards, not that bad, fully lined, so you have to get your lining fabric as well. And then your pants are 2 5/8, is that what that says? Gosh, those numbers are small. The shorts are 1 5/8, so I mean, great little stash busters there. Finished bust measurement, close fitting in the bust, it was looking like 36.5 up to 55, and then your hip is 38 to 56. Okay, now we've got a knit cardigan. Little grandpa cardigan. This is all the sizes in one size. I feel like we might have passed the grandpa cardigan phase. They were really big a couple years ago, but nonetheless, here it is. You've got a little button band, attached pockets, drop shoulder with a sleeve. Right? This one has a cuffed sleeve. This one is the one she's wearing, I think. And then we've got this one with maybe, shoot, not pen tucks. What are these called? Trusses? Nope. What's the word? I know y'all will let me know. Maybe it'll say in the description. And then this longer sleeve. So I do appreciate the grandpa cardigan with a sleeve detail. That feels fun and new. Even this one that's a little bit more subtle with the little gathered sleeve. This one I feel like also has a shorter hem length, maybe a little more blousey. I can kind of see this like just as a shirt, like with nothing underneath. You could even like omit the band, like just sew that closed, and that would make a really cute top, I think. Here's the back. Not much to show really, it's just the back. No real details there. Here are our line drawings. So yeah, we've got a few different lengths here. 4 lengths maybe? A, B, C, and D. All have different lengths. And then you've got your 1, 2, 3, 4 sleeves. 4 sleeve options. All right, double knit, interlock, ITY, jersey, modal bamboo, ponte, rib knit, sweater knit. So really runs the gamut there depending on, you know, if you want like a chunky cardigan or if you're looking for something a little bit more lightweight. Okay, and then, geez, they take a lot of fabric. 3 1/8 of a yard for this view A, and then down to 2 1/4 for B, 2, 1 3/4, so right around that same 2-yard mark for the other 3. A just is really long and it has that cuff, so. Finished bust measurements, 37 up to 58. Pretty roomy. Pretty roomy. No, it doesn't say what that little, gosh, what that little tuck thing, that, oh man. I can't remember, but I know you guys will let me know. Okay, now we've got a vest, which looks a lot like the grandpa cardigan we just saw without the sleeve. Am I right? Couldn't you just leave the sleeve off and you'd have the same thing? Okay. Well, so there's that. Drop shoulder, patch pockets, button front. Then you have one where they have cut it on the fold and you get more of your like traditional V-neck. This one is the same, just cropped. That's cute. This one has buttons on the side. This is the one she's wearing. Here's the back of it. And then here are our line drawings. Interlock, jersey, rib knit, ITY, modal, bamboo, sweater knit, poncho knit, double knit. Right around 2 yards of fabric again, finished bust, and, well, they're calling it the width, which I guess is a little bit lower than hip, but they're the same, so it's just a rectangle. 37 inches up to 58 on that. So, pretty quick and easy one to get through. Now we have this sweatshirt dress. Wow, okay. Extra small to extra large is the only sizing they have here. Okay, I'm just trying to take it all in. We've got a raglan sleeve with a hood, waist seam, maybe a little bit high, and then a gathered skirt. Now, they've made these intended for sweatshirting. Okay, so we're talking fleece. I guess you could, I mean, we'll see what the fabric recommendations are. You could probably also make it out of French terry, but they said sweatshirt dress. So this one has the same raglan sleeve, but it has a knit band. Your cuffs gather into an elastic hem. And then this does start to feel like supposed to be empire waist, right? And then you've got the couple of tiers there. This one is the tiered dress with a hood. Is this odd to you guys? There it is with the little tucky things again. And then that same version with a hood as well. I mean, this is strange, right? A hooded fit and flare dress. I just haven't seen that. I just haven't seen that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's cute enough. The hood is totally throwing me off. This is a basic with too many twists for me. It's too twisty. Way too twisted. As twisted and psychedelic as that tie-dye fabric that they are using. Let's see the fabric recommendations. Stretch knits, double knit, fleece, ponte, sweatshirt fleece, and terry knit. Yep. That's what they want you to do. Huh. I don't know. It's odd. I'm not feeling it. 3 to 4 yards of fabric. Finished bust measurements are 32.5 up to 47. I mean, I'm wondering if, like, kids out there, like preteen, teens, if y'all know any of those, show them this pattern and ask them if they think this is cool, or if they see stuff like this when they go shopping in the stores. That'll give us a good handle on what's going on. Just ask the teenagers. Okay, now we've got sweatshirt patterns. Okay, so raglan sleeve again, but this one has princess seams that open into these pleats and a little cuff. This one is a cropped one with a bubble sleeve. They made the first version into a dress length, which is what this looks like. I know that the athletic dress is a thing, but I don't know that this is that either. Here it is. This is the version the model's wearing, I think, but without a hood. And then here's the hooded version. I don't know. I don't know if I like that or not. I don't know if I would wear that. I don't know. I'm so confused. I don't have words. You guys know me. I am not at a loss for words very often, but these last two patterns have really got me scratching my head. I mean, I guess. Sure. Why not? If I saw this in a store, though, especially those dress versions, I don't know. I'll have to do some more research on the sweatshirt hoodie dress and get back to you guys. I'm feeling like I must be missing something. Like, have I been living under a rock and have missed this trend? Or are they just so far ahead of the times here that we haven't caught on yet? Will we catch on? That's the other question. I'm not quite sure. I don't know what's happening here. But here are your line drawings. Okay, good. We have the same fabric requirements as almost every other pattern we've looked at today. Twill tape for your little hoodie tie, and then up to, well, 2 to 3 yards. Finished bust measurements are 34.5 up to 50. So, I'm scared. What's next? All right, overalls with shaped, raised waist and back ties. Shaped, raised waist. Oh gosh, okay. So, overalls with a very small single pocket. Already looks a little bit odd. Proportion-wise, it is not right. This is the shaped waist. It kind of comes down to a point. Then you've got the pleats. And you even got a pleat here that goes into your crotch. So this is a inverted pleat, you know, like a box pleat. So really extra roomy around the crotchal area. Okay. This one is, I mean, of course the line drawing doesn't look terrible, but I don't know. The line drawing actually looks pretty darn cute. Especially like in these solid colors. Corduroy, you gotta imagine something like that. Denim, railroad denim would be really cute. Did they make her take her shirt off? Like she didn't have a shirt on? No. This is a no. Oh my gosh. No, no, no. No. Put your shirt back on. This is not a jumpsuit. I know, I'm unhappy. I'm unhappy and a little bit uncomfortable, to be perfectly honest. That is so strange. Here's the back, for what it's worth. The ties come down, go through a little bit, some couple loops here, and tie, and then you also have this button detail. The fit is okay. Again, the pocket is way too small. It's also a little bit high. I can't even believe they posted those pictures of her with these overalls on without a shirt on. Like, she's not showing anything. Like, I'm not a prude, but I don't know. It just feels, I don't know. Something about it feels icky. I don't know why. Don't come for me. It just made me feel funny. Okay, let's move on. Here are the line drawings. Like I said, the line drawings are pretty darn cute. For whatever reason, though, the sample that they made, I don't know, it's not clicking, but the line drawings are okay, so maybe it's just the fabric they chose or something. I mean, I'm pretty sure I would wear this, shorts version especially, in some kind of denim. But this whole button up the back thing, that gets me every time. I just can't with that. I don't know how people do that. Especially this thing where you have to derobe to go to the bathroom. You're not undoing and doing those buttons every single time. Plus, tying this and having it look pretty, that ain't happening. So, practicality is 0 on this. Cuteness is probably somewhere in the middle, in my opinion. The fabrics they recommend are batik, challis, another odd choice, corduroy, denim, linen, and poplin. Well, at least it's not sweatshirting. 2 or 3 yards, depending on the length of the pant. And your finished hip goes from 41 to 57. 41 and a half to 57 and a half. All right. Now, flared skirts. So, wow. Did they like make a deal with the button company or what? Okay, so you've got a waistband, sits just below the natural waist, a little like tie that's kind of faux, I believe. It just is decorative. Pleats, and I think that you get into it by undoing some of these buttons. This one has buttons on one side and no tie. That's just a lot of buttons. I like the print mixing, or the chambray with the print. That's cute. The back has 3 pleats. Yeah, she looks like terrified. She's like, why does it have this many buttons? Side seam pockets also. I bet this takes so much fabric. Cotton, cotton blends, denim, poplin, linen types, sateen, and chambray. Also lightweight flannel. And then you can do your contrast yoke and ties in faux suede or denim. Faux suede's a fun idea. Fabric-wise, 2 5/8, 2 3/4. The shorter version only has 2 yards. C must be the one that only buttons on one side. I don't know. Oh, but you didn't need to add in your contrast. So yeah, almost 3 yards for a skirt, which is kind of a lot. Not as much as I thought, though. Yeah, it's a little, I don't know. The first thing that came to mind was Little House on the Prairie. But I don't know exactly what style that is. It's a little vintage. It's a little like, mm, it kind of looks homemade, you know? Okay, pull on trousers, which means elastic waist. But it looks like they at least have flat fronts. Love the leg line. Love the cuff and the length with the loafer. Love everything about the way that this is styled. The fabric. Love it. This one has a elastic cuff, couple little belt carriers, the slash pockets. This is one without cuffs on the bottom. This one has a little drawstring. And then this is the one that she's wearing with extra little pleat detail. Do they all have that? Yeah. Well, no, this one has princess seams. Are they called that in pants too? And then these have the pleat. And then here's the back. Beautiful fit. Yeah, all this looks great on her. It does look like they kind of zhuzhed the elastic to kind of flatten out. The issue that I have mostly with elastic waist trousers, especially ones that are fitted through the hip and thigh, is that when you have all of the gathers back here, it starts to resemble a diaper. And that's just, it just is. That's just a fact. I'm not trying to be like extra mean. It's just, you just have a lot of gathering right in this lower back area, and it's very diaper-esque. So I think to avoid that, they kind of flattened it out and put most of the gathers here on the sides so that it didn't look as like, this doesn't look like a diaper at all, but there's also hardly any gathers through here. So it's tricky because you have to have enough fabric in your waist to pull it up over your hips, right? You have to pull it open to get it up over your hips. But then when it's there, like for people like me who need it to be cinched in a bunch, I just get like extra diapery look. So these are usually a no-go for me, unless I just plan on wearing a top to cover that every time. I think if the fabric is a little bit drapier, that helps. And or if the leg is wider, because with a wider leg, it kind of it's a little bit wider all over. And so I don't know, it just helps minimize this. Maybe it's an eye trick thing, I don't know. But chino, corduroy, cotton blends, flannel, linen blends, stretch wovens, lightweight wool. Yeah, all your bottom weights there. And then 2.5 yards almost for every single one. And then your finished hip measurements are 37 to 53 inches. Really cute. Really cute little pant design. And you can tell she likes it too. I'm telling you, these models. Okay, so we've got a men's pattern and then some unisex patterns. So I'm going to just quickly look at this. I don't review men's patterns because I don't know what I'm analyzing it for. But we'll just look at the pictures. This is Mimi G's husband, Norris. And you can see it's kind of like a classic trench. All the classic trench details. Super cool, super chic. Cool dude, right? They look great. I wish my man dressed like that. Then we have unisex shackets. So these are shirt jackets. So they have the drop shoulder, button cuff, patch pocket with a little flap, and then it's like not a button, well, her side is a button band. So it's like a button band. Also, are her buttons on the wrong side? Yes. They put the buttons on the wrong side. His are on the right side, the correct side. But you have two lengths as well. You have this hip length. You have this knee length, which is really interesting in the shacket world. I can't say that I've seen that. Really cute and like a little chino. You can see that it has the yoke that's lined, a little pleat in the back. All your traditional shirting details, just oversized and in like thicker fabrics. So jacketing type of fabrics. So flannels, corduroys, things like that. I have a shacket planned for this fall from fabric that I got at Goodwill. I don't know if this is going to be the one I do though or not. To be determined. I guess it would depend on how much fabric I have. That really long one, I know I can't do that, but somewhere in the middle maybe? And then you can see the finished bust measurements. It's very roomy. And then this is the little sweatshirt, oversized sweatshirt set that they have come up with. So I don't entirely know the best way to look at all of these, but we've got drop shoulder with sleeves and a cuff, drop shoulder, no sleeve. We've got a couple pairs of pants. Oh, it's like a hoodie with a neck thing. Then no neck, no cuff, elastic waist, patch pocket, like wide leg, no elastic. This is the version the guy is wearing, I think. And then just a plain like t-shirt, oversized t-shirt. Here are the same pants with slits on the side. And then you have them again with the elastic. And then a sweatshirt dress. Again, it has the little tuck things. What are those called? My goodness. I don't know about it in like this turquoise color, but it's a pretty cool design, I guess. This looks a little bit like Scrubs meets hoodie. Scuddy. Scruddy. Scruddy. This is not the dress, right? This is a different length, I think. But they pulled it down over the pants, which no one would wear it that way. There's the guy again. You know what it looks like? Yeah, weird. You can tell how they either, like, they just took the girl out or put her in. Like, they didn't actually photograph this together. That's interesting, right? That's cute. Here's the back. This might be one of the ones for the teenagers again, though, you know. How do you... I can't even... There's so many pictures, I can't even scroll through them all. Hold on, let me do it this way. All right, here we go. Easy to sew. So, yeah, we've got 2 necklines, 1, 2, 3, 4 sleeves, and 3 pant hems. They're basically the same. Is this the dress? Yeah. So this one and this one are the same. I don't know about that. Here are our line drawings. D, C, huh. I guess so. I guess depending on how tall or short you are, it could be a dress. And then our envelope back. Bamboo, terry, jersey, interlock, spandex blends, sweatshirting. Thread, twill tape, elastic, twill tape, elastic are your notions. 2 to 3 yards, depending on whatever view you're making. And then A and B, so like the t-shirt has way less ease than the sweatshirt does. So that's actually a really good sign. I like that a lot. And then the hip goes from 37.5 to 57.5. So very roomy in the pants. Very roomy in the pants. Yeah, I think if you found it in this bamboo terry in like a really sweet, like, yeah, camel color is really on trend. Anything in like the neutral families. So ivory, blush, oatmeal, all that kind of stuff, I think would be really, really pretty. Interesting that they didn't offer a cropped sweatshirt, only the extra long one. I mean, whatever view this is shorter, but I don't know how much shorter. Oh, is that what he's wearing maybe? Yeah. So, yeah, a little bit of a high hip situation. So, that is it. These Cruella costumes came out quite a bit ago. So, also a lot of other just really fun costumes there. If you're looking to make some stuff for Halloween this year, check out the costumes, right? How fun. Oh, cute. Whole little family situation. If they had Halloween costumes that included an adult and a dog, I'd be down for that. But alas, they do not. Gosh, they released a whole bunch of accessories too. Although I have this and I've had it forever and ever, so maybe they've just re-released some of them. I also have both of these already. Oh, and then you can just make hoodies and sweatsuits for the whole family. Cute little girls patterns. There's some aprons in here. Yeah, they've got a whole, oh my gosh, that's adorable. A whole bunch new accessories and home decor stuff. Like a bunch. So if you're into that, go check it out. Clothing wise though, cute pillows. Oh, meditation cushions, obviously. Why didn't I think of that? Women's clothing though, I think we have, oh, tummy time animal mats. What am I trying to say? The clothing we've been through. We saw it all. So lots of new doll clothes, even some Christmas stockings. So that is it for Simplicity Fall. I am thinking it'll be interesting to see how these do. I think the 2 vintage reproductions are great. The ones that they chose are excellent, and people who are into that will absolutely fall in love with those. Everything else, there's a lot of knits, right? Like a lot of sweater knits, a lot of transitional pieces, which is what to expect for fall, but also transitioning from stay at home to the office. And then things just got really strange. All 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 of these patterns are I need to forget them. I need to like unsee them if I can. And then we kind of brought it back together a little bit toward the end here. But I'm dying to know what you guys think of this collection. Feels a little bit like for two different people. So just want to know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. And I will be back next week because guess who else just dropped their fall collection? That's McCall's. So I'll see you back here on Friday for that review. And maybe in the meantime, who knows? Bye, y'all.